is nothing without its community, and communities are nothing without their good neighbors. Comic book shops bring Marvel fans and neighbors together in this episode of Inside Marvel Storyboards, presented by State Farm. Local comic book shops are where fan communities thrive. They are where we meet, share, and support each other just like good neighbors. And we saw in season 1 of Marvel Storyboards, presented by State Farm, many stars from different fields talking about how their local comic shops supported them in big ways throughout their lives. So I tracked down the authorities' comic shop owners Eric Childs, Sarah Titus, and Demetrius Fragiskatos in order to learn how local comic shops bring fans together and their perspectives on their own shops' neighborhoods. Welcome, Eric, Sarah, and Demetrius. Hello.
Thank you.
Hey.
So what was it about the comic book community that made you want to open your own shop?
For me, community, bringing people together, first and foremost, it's a super huge thing. And as I've grown with comics, I just find little areas that us as a society, we actually overlook. Comics to me is a vessel for advocating for literacy, and then also building community, because people always take their sides with this character, this book or that book.
You look at something like watching a movie and actors, they're kind of unattainable. Meanwhile, at my store, Kari Randolph stops by, Damian Scott stops by. The community's there. We just need to have a physical representation of it. I think comic stores provide that.
Something I thought was really special and distinct about all of your shops is that you seem to really take a lot of pride in fostering inclusion in your comic book community. And I wondered why that was important for each of you.
That's really the ultimate spirit of comics. They're about doing good. They're about inspiring people to look out for each other, and that's important in many ways, including people that are marginalized, that they need some way to be inspired and to look up to and think, I can do that one day, and it's hope.
You all get to have such a cool interaction with your communities. Do you have one particular moment that you could share with us that you're particularly proud of as a comic shop owner?
The first summer I was open, 2 kids came in. One of them spent all of his money on comic books, and his buddy is sitting next to him in the reading nook in the chair, and he's like, dude, is your mom gonna be okay with you? You spent all your money on comics, because comics are way too cool for a mother to approve of, right? So his buddy says, she's always telling me to read. I'm reading. And he just flipping through the pages. I was like, I'm done. Comic shop guy, mic drop. Like,
one of my first ones was when I got to tell the kids skateboarding behind our shop that it was okay if they skateboarded behind our shop. And they thought I was going to yell at them for making noise or whatever. And I was like, I was just seeing what you're doing. Keep doing it. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. So, again, providing a place where people can be themselves and be creative. More recently, we have made creator cards with their picture and their name, and then we'll put it on the books that they make. So when people come in and see Aletha Martinez's face on Black Panther, World of Wakanda, every time we put somebody else's face on a book, they see not only that the characters look like them, but that the people who make it might have their experience too.
I love that you do that. That's amazing. Especially right now, how do you continue to interact and connect with your communities that are so important to you?
We've been doing bicycle deliveries when we were forced to be closed. But a lot of New Yorkers were forced to leave New York City, especially during the first wave of the pandemic. What we do to kind of stay in touch with them, keep them connected, is we doodle on their packages and stuff when we mail out their books. It's a small thing, but it's it's something,
We coordinated where people could purchase a gift pack of comics that we would then deliver to schools that were giving out school lunches, or we would take them to local hospitals and emergency centers for people that are on the front line so that they can have a little bit of happiness and relief.
Just like Sarah, I've reached out to the schools and stuff during COVID shutdown when they were doing the lunches and stuff for the kids, trying to get programs where we can get books into the kids' hands. Just cultivating and nurturing people's imaginations and creativity. It's just a form of enrichment that people will take throughout their life.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for chatting with us. Everybody, please go check out your local comic shop. If you're in their area, go check out all their amazing comic shops. And man, If you like comics and friendship, it's time to really go to your local comic book shop.
Yay!
Right on.
It's so great to see these comic book shop owners serve as good neighbors in their own communities. To learn more about how comic book shops have influenced the lives and communities of truly amazing people, watch Season 2 of Marvel Storyboards presented by State Farm, coming soon to the Marvel YouTube channel. Then tell us your favorite neighborhood comic shop in the comments. And before we go, our friends at State Farm want to pass along a big thank you in order to recognize all of the good neighbors who are showing up for their community in meaningful ways. I'm Lorraine Sink for Marvel, Your Universe.